Most drivers grab WD-40 only when something starts squeaking or refuses to move. But mechanics know that the best time to deal with corrosion is before the bolt snaps, the cable fails, or the part leaves you stranded. Today we are counting down 12 practical WD-40 jobs that can help prevent expensive car repairs. These are not fake engine fixes, tire shine hacks, or dangerous shortcuts. One important rule before we start: WD-40 is a brand with different formulas. We will use penetrant for seized hardware, white lithium grease for suitable metal-to-metal movement, contact cleaner for electrical connections, and the classic multi-use product for moisture and light contamination. Stay until the final three because those emergency parts often look perfectly fine until the exact moment you desperately need them. Number 12, keep the hood release system working. A hood release lever that feels unusually heavy is giving you an early warning. Dirt and corrosion around the latch can place extra pressure on the cable every time you pull the handle. Ignore it long enough, and the cable, handle, or latch may fail completely. Once that happens, getting into the engine bay can become a difficult and expensive job. While the hood still opens, clean visible dirt from the latch using a cloth and a small brush. Apply a light amount of WD-40 multi-use product around the moving metal parts. Then carefully work the mechanism. Keep your fingers away from the closing path. Once the latch moves smoothly, wipe away the excess and apply white lithium grease sparingly to the suitable pivot points for longer-lasting lubrication. Number 11. Remove a seized wiper arm without cracking the glass. Replacing a wiper blade is simple, but removing the entire wiper arm can be surprisingly difficult. The arm sits on a splined metal shaft that may become seized by corrosion. Many people remove the retaining nut and then pull aggressively from the thin end of the arm. Others try to lever it against the windshield, which can damage the linkage or crack the glass. Mark the original resting position of the arm with removable tape. Protect the paint and windshield edge with a thick towel, then apply WD-40 Specialist Penetrant where the arm meets the spline shaft. Let the penetrant work before applying force. Rock the arm gently from its base, and if it still refuses to move, use a proper wiper arm puller instead of risking the windshield. Number 10. Restore smooth movement to manual seat rails. A manual seat that refuses to slide can affect your driving position and make it difficult to reach the pedals safely. But do not immediately spray lubricant across the entire track. Use a flashlight to inspect both rails first. Coins, pens, broken plastic, pet hair, and hardened dirt are common reasons a seat becomes stuck. Vacuum and clean the rails before using any product. If a specific metal joint is lightly corroded, apply a very small amount of specialist penetrant only to that stuck point. Once the rail moves, wipe away the residue and apply white lithium grease sparingly to the suitable metal guide surfaces. Keep every product away from upholstery, seatbelt webbing, wiring, and airbag connectors underneath the seat. The next problem may sound like a harmless rattle, but ignoring it can leave you dealing with broken hardware underneath the vehicle. Number 9. Save underbody splash shield fasteners. The plastic splash shield underneath many modern cars protects the engine bay from stones, water, mud, and road debris. The panel itself may be inexpensive, but its small bolts and clips live in one of the harshest areas of the vehicle. Salt, moisture, dirt, and heat slowly attack the hardware. During an oil change, a corroded bolt may strip, spin inside its clip, or snap completely. A simple service can then require drilling, replacement clips, broken plastic repairs, and additional labor. While the vehicle is safely parked and completely cool, inspect the visible metal fasteners. Apply a controlled amount of specialist penetrant to the affected bolt head or exposed threads, keeping the spray away from belts, brakes, exhaust parts, and electrical connections. If the shield is already hanging down, replace the missing clips with the correct type. Tape, cable ties, and random screws are not proper permanent repairs. Number 8. Stop a heat shield rattle properly. A metallic buzzing noise at a certain engine speed may come from a loose exhaust heat shield. Corrosion can weaken the fastener or enlarge the mounting hole around it. Never touch or spray the exhaust immediately after driving. Wait until the entire system is completely cold. If the vehicle must be raised, use the correct lifting points and proper jack stands. Never crawl underneath a vehicle supported only by a jack. If you do not have the correct equipment or experience, leave this inspection to a professional. Apply specialist penetrant to the corroded fastener and give it time to work. The goal is not to hide the noise, the goal is to remove the hardware without snapping it. Once the fastener moves, inspect the shield. A suitable replacement bolt or washer may secure a widened hole, but a cracked or badly rusted shield should be repaired or replaced. Number 7. Free roof rack bolts before the mount is damaged. Roof rack bolts remain exposed to rain, dust, road salt, and car wash chemicals for years. Everything may look normal until the day you try to remove a crossbar. One bolt refuses to move, so you reach for a longer wrench and apply more force. That is often when the bolt head strips or the internal mounting point begins to twist. Protect the surrounding paint with a folded microfiber towel. Remove loose dirt from around the bolt, Then apply a small amount of Specialist Penetrant and allow it to enter the joint. Use the exact size bit and push it firmly into the bolt head while applying slow, controlled pressure. If the head starts to deform, stop before an affordable job becomes damaged roof hardware and extra labor. After removal, clean the threads and inspect the brackets, clamps, and seals. Replace badly corroded hardware instead of reinstalling it. Before we continue, here is where many viral WD-40 videos lose credibility. Never spray WD-40 on brake pads, brake rotors, serpentine belts, pedals, steering wheels, tire tread, mass airflow sensors, or seatbelt webbing. Brakes and belts need clean friction surfaces. Sensors require the correct specified cleaner, and safety controls must remain clean and non-slippery. Sometimes the smartest WD-40 trick is knowing when the can should stay on the shelf. Number 6. Loosen exhaust fasteners before they snap. Exhaust nuts and bolts constantly face heat, vibration, water, and road salt. Over time, the hardware can become a solid mass of corrosion. A broken exhaust stud can turn a simple gasket, clamp, or heat shield repair into drilling, extraction, and expensive professional work. Begin only when the exhaust system is completely cold. Brush away loose rust from the visible threads, then apply Specialist Penetrant around the nut. Do not rush this step. Give the penetrant time to work before reaching for a larger wrench. Use a 6-point socket whenever possible because it grips the fastener more securely. Apply pressure gradually and stop immediately if the fastener feels as though it is twisting instead of turning. Penetrant can help release rusted hardware, but it cannot restore thin, cracked, or severely weakened metal. Those parts need replacement. Number 5. Clean a trailer electrical connector correctly. A corroded trailer connector can disable brake lights, turn signals, and running lights. Many drivers begin tracing the entire wiring system when the problem is sitting inside one dirty plug. Disconnect the trailer and switch the vehicle off. Open the connector and inspect the contacts for green corrosion, white residue, bent pins, loose terminals, or trapped dirt. This job requires WD-40 Specialist Contact Cleaner, not a heavy coating of general-purpose lubricant. Apply a targeted burst to the disconnected contacts according to the product instructions. Allow the loosened contamination to drain away and let the connector dry completely before reconnecting it. If the plug is cracked, the terminals are loose, or corrosion has eaten deeply into the metal, replace the connector. Cleaner can remove contamination, but it cannot rebuild damaged terminals. Number 4. Free a seized trailer hitch pin. A trailer hitch pin collects water, salt, and road dirt until corrosion bonds it tightly to the receiver. Many owners immediately attack it with a larger hammer. That can mushroom the end of the pin, bend a bracket, damage the receiver, or turn a removable accessory into a permanent part of the vehicle. Remove the retaining clip, then brush away loose rust from both exposed ends. Apply Specialist Penetrant where the pin enters the receiver on each side. Give the penetrant time to travel inward. If the pin design allows it, use controlled back and forth rotation instead of immediately striking harder. If the accessory is placing pressure on the pin, support or reposition it first. Once removed, inspect the hardware, replace deeply pitted parts, and clean the receiver before reassembly. We are now entering the final 3. These are the parts most drivers never test until they are already stuck beside the road. Number 3. Free the spare wheel carrier before an emergency. On many pickups, SUVs, and vans, the spare wheel hangs underneath the vehicle on a cable hoist. That mechanism spends years exposed to mud, rain, and road salt. The problem often remains hidden until a tire fails at night and the spare refuses to lower. Test the carrier at home on a dry day. Follow the vehicle owner's manual because designs differ between manufacturers. Lower the spare only far enough to inspect the cable, retaining plate, safety catch, and exposed moving metal. Look carefully for frayed strands, bent parts, or deep corrosion. If the mechanism is only stiff from light surface rust, apply a controlled amount of Specialist Penetrant to the exposed moving metal. Keep the product away from the tire tread and braking components. Cycle the mechanism slowly and wipe away the excess. Never crawl underneath the suspended spare and replace the assembly if the cable is frayed, the hoist skips, or the retaining system is badly corroded. Testing it in your driveway may prevent towing costs, roadside delays, and the discovery that your spare wheel cannot be reached. Number 2. Maintain the factory scissor jack. A factory scissor jack may remain untouched inside the vehicle for years, while dust, moisture, and corrosion attack its screw threads. Take the jack out before your next road trip. Inspect the base, lifting saddle, pivot points, threaded screw, and operating handle. If any part is bent, cracked, unstable, or heavily corroded, replace the jack. Never gamble with equipment designed to support a vehicle. Operate the jack with no load on a flat surface. If the screw is stiff because of light rust, clean the exposed threads and apply a small amount of Specialist Penetrant. Work the mechanism slowly until it moves without binding, then wipe away the loosened rust and excess fluid. For long-term lubrication, follow the jack manufacturer's instructions. If grease is specified, apply an appropriate grease to the cleaned metal threads. Also confirm that the jack handle, lug wrench, locking wheel key, and required adapters are actually inside the vehicle. A perfectly working jack is useless if the wheel lock key is sitting at home. Number 1. Prepare suspension hardware before a major repair. Alignment bolts, shock fasteners, sway bar links, and other suspension hardware spend years underneath the vehicle. When corrosion seizes these parts, a straightforward repair can become much more expensive. The bolt may snap, the bushing sleeve may spin, or the hardware may need to be cut out. If a suspension or alignment repair is already scheduled, identify only the accessible fasteners listed in the correct repair procedure. With the vehicle safely supported and the area completely cool, remove loose dirt and apply Specialist Penetrant to the exposed threads ahead of the repair. Give it time to work and repeat the application only where necessary. Do not casually loosen suspension bolts. Some components remain under spring tension, affect wheel alignment, require exact torque specifications, or must be replaced instead of reused. If you do not have proper lifting equipment, repair information, or mechanical experience, leave this work to a qualified professional. Remember, the spray only helps prepare and release the hardware. It does not replace the actual suspension repair. Mechanics do not save money by spraying WD-40 everywhere. They save time by finding corrosion early, choosing the correct formula, and letting the product work before using excessive force. Specialist Penetrant can help release seized hardware. White lithium grease can lubricate suitable metal-to-metal surfaces. Contact cleaner can clean disconnected electrical contacts, while the multi-use product can help remove moisture and light contamination. But no spray can rebuild cracked metal, repair a frayed cable, restore worn brakes, or make a damaged safety component safe again. Before your next road trip, check whether the spare wheel lowers, the factory jack operates, the hood opens smoothly, and the hitch hardware still moves. Inside a garage, these checks may seem ordinary. Beside a dark highway, they can feel priceless. Now tell us in the comments, which of these 12 parts have you never inspected on your own vehicle? And watch the next video on screen for more practical car maintenance tips that separate real repairs from dangerous viral hacks.